from Zaobao. 3 questions here. First of all is to Ms. Tin. You mentioned about how you have seen all these problems that people are facing. Can you tell us what are some of the policies that you actually see that's not doing what it's supposed to do and you think it should be changed? And then secondly, we all understand that your husband is actually the PPS. Do you mind sharing how he has possibly shaped your political aspirations or your views of things? And lastly, to all candidates, can you share with us what are some of your characteristics that makes you a strong candidate as an MP, as well as what are some of your weak points?
I think Pei Ling was volunteering in Ulu Pandan before her husband became PPS.
Yeah, yes, in fact, very much so. I think, let me just go through the question in the chronological order that you have asked me. I think the first thing about policy that could be better, basically. I think in general, more can be done in terms of providing support to families who are struggling. So, for instance, one is families who, even if the father, mother, the couple is earning dual income for the families, sometimes it's not enough because they have quite a number of children and they have other bills that they need to pay. So and also one other thing that I also observe from some of these families is that because they're so preoccupied with making ends meet, sometimes children get neglected. So I think in this area, more can be done to give that social support to help them, to bring their children to a safe environment, a conducive environment in the community, and also to help them, to bring them to the preschool education. Let me just give an example on this. So in some of the house visits that I've done when I'm in Ulu Pandan, I think just earlier this year, actually, for example, I visited some actually last year and this year. So for some of the families that we have visited, they are definitely underprivileged. It's really sad because I know the parents are struggling to work, and so most of the time they're out of the house, and the children are left in the house, and they're very young. They're like preschool age. And so we know that they have problems because we've been tracking the attendance of the children in the PCF kindergarten. So when we make house calls, we wanted to find out what happened. And one of the key challenges, amongst some other things, would be that they don't have someone to come and help them and bring the children to school. And I think this is an area that we definitely can strengthen. So I think in general, we can do more to help the community, to build this as a conducive environment, to help free up their attention so that, children can focus on doing well in school, receiving the education that they need. So I think this is one area that I certainly think that more can be done. And in addition to that, I also feel very strongly about children being filial to their parents. Currently, I know that the government has been taking very proactive actions and steps to encourage this. For example, the Maintenance of Parents Act, which was revised earlier. But I think more can be done to it, and it's not just about putting in laws or policies to force the children to do so. I think in terms of values, in terms of cultivating the right values in our young ones is something that's very important. And I don't think this is just the sole responsibility of the government. The society, the community, the family must play a role in cultivating these values in our young children, especially when they're young. It will form the basis for, their eventual, their livelihood from there. Okay. Then the other thing about, on the second question about my husband and how it may possibly shape my take in politics and in the community, I think I'm pretty independent-minded in that sense because I started off way before I even went into, even I knew him. So really, my desire to want to serve is way before that. And if anything, it's really the influence of my family, my parents, because my father was a grassroots leader. So he influenced me to want to serve and do more in the community. And I enjoy doing it in the community. So when asked whether I'm willing to step up and take on the challenge, I say yes.
But the husband supports you.
Yes, of course. That goes without saying. So, yeah, my husband definitely gives me his moral support. And all this time he has been standing behind me, and I feel very privileged to have such a loving and supportive husband. So, yeah. And I should address the third question about the characteristics as well. I think personally I'm quite, I would see myself as a person with resilience. I don't give up easily. And I know that because if I set my mind to something, I want to do something, I'll get it done. And I'll do whatever I can to make that happen. So I think resilience and persistence by that is one thing. The other thing is that I think I can empathize with people. I do feel for a lot of people that I meet, and it's like there's a feeling in the heart sometimes when you just know that you want to reach out to these people. So I think with that, it will make me a good listener to the people that I serve, hearing them out what their problems are, and finding ways to help them address their problems. So I think these are some of the characteristics that will help make me a good politician, a good person to serve Singaporeans. Thank you.
Okay, so Temple?
Yeah, correct. Okay, coming back to her questions. So I put it this way. My friends, my colleagues, all has been describing a person that unassuming. They felt that I'm a person that are very friendly, approachable, and willing to listen. That is a comment they give. So I believe that is actually my strength. On the other hand, I think because I'm very friendly, I'm willing to listen, so I tend to be more soft-hearted, right? So my strength is also my weakness. So I'm trying to balance it both. Hopefully that I can reach the optimum, right, on both sides of the curve. Thank you.
Daniel?
I'm not sure whether I can say anything different from what has been said. I think my strength really lies in my ability to relate well to people. I'm very down to earth. When I was a principal in Mayflower Primary School, I insisted that our organization chart should be in alphabetical order because I believe everyone in the school is important and everyone plays a part in helping the school grow. Likewise, if I'm elected, I feel that at the end of the day, what residents look out in their MP is someone that they can relate well to, they feel safe to share their problems, to express their grievance. And in my working experience as a principal, as a superintendent, this is a skill which I have actually developed over time to make it very safe for people to share their problems with me. And I think that would be my strength. What would be my weakness? I have I have 6 children. My youngest is only 4 years old. I just hope that in giving to the community that I do not shortchange the time that I could actually spend with my children.
Hi, my name is Kai Sing. I'm from Channel 8 News. My question is for Ms. Ting Pei Ling. Recently, after news broke that you may be the youngest candidate for PAP, there were quite a lot of online attacks on you, and also someone even uploaded some YouTube videos of you back then in the PAP convention. So how are you going to handle this stress, and how are you going to reply to these online people that you are too young for this job?
I actually am aware of some of these attacks online. In fact, some of my fellow comrades in YP also flagged it up to me. I think for me, my objective and priority is very clear. To me, I just want to serve. I want to do my best to contribute to the community, to Singapore. So that will always be very clear for me. There will be, I guess, having observed some of the activities online and given the profile in the media, it's inevitable that some of the netizens will launch an attack on me. I think that is also one characteristic of the social media these days. So I'm not affected by it at the moment. Like, in fact, that video, it was actually back then, because the party award, I was an MC and I was receiving the youth medal. So some of my comments was like, hey, let's come, let's do the doorstop kind of interview. Let's just do a candid shot. I was caught by surprise. So it was actually meant to be a fun video, and it was uploaded onto YouTube. So I think someone probably downloaded it and then started circulating. I think they may have their doubts, but I hope that given the chance, the opportunity, I can prove to everyone that I have what it takes. I have the perseverance. I have what it takes to do a good job to serve the residents. Because at the end of the day, that's really what's more important, the most important thing, in fact, as an MP.